Hello, good morning, everyone. So let's have our daily briefing for today. And yesterday, there's nothing much, but for today, we have to focus on a lot of data. So earlier today, before the US session closes, we have the API crude oil stock. So the previous data is 5.213 million, and the release time earlier is 4:30 a.m. And the actual data it was 3.294 million. And during the Asian session, we have the trade balance for Japan for the month of September. So the previous data is negative 637.2 billion yen and forecasted at negative 500 billion yen. And the release time earlier, 7:50 a.m. And the actual data, it was negative 622.8 billion yen. Okay. And during the European session, we have to focus on the PPI data for Germany yearly basis for the month of September. So the previous data is 12% and the market forecast at 12.5%. And the release time later, 2 p.m. Also, we have the inflation rate for UK yearly basis for the month of September. So the previous and forecast still the same at 3.2%. And the release time as well is 2 p.m. And we also have the inflation rate for UK monthly basis for the month of September. So the previous data is 0.7% and the market forecast at 0.4%. Same thing, the release time is 2 p.m. later. Followed by the inflation rate for Eurozone monthly basis for the month of September. So the previous data is 0.4% and the market forecast at 0.5%. So the release time, it will be 5 p.m. later. So inflation rate again, yearly basis for the month of September. So previous data is 3% and market forecast at 3.4%. And for the US session, we also have the inflation rate for Canada, yearly basis for the month of September. So the previous data is 4.1% and the market forecast at 4.4%. And the release time later at 30 p.m. Also, we have the inflation rate monthly basis for September for Canada as well. So previous in the market forecast, still the same at 0.2%. Last thing is we have the EIA crude oil stocks change. So the previous data is 6.088 million. And the release time, it will be 10:30 p.m. So as usual, Monday and Tuesday, there's nothing much. But for today, we have to prepare for a lot of data, especially on some inflation rate. So we can expect that the market will be very volatile today. And for our key products for today, first things we have the euro against the USD. So the current price of the euro dollar as of this moment is around the 1.1638. Okay. So we can obviously see that the euro dollar rallied significantly last session, and it looks like it's heading towards the 1.1650. So let me just pull out my pen right here. Okay. But I'm actually seeing two possible scenarios for the euro dollar right here. So one scenario is if the price of the euro dollar breaks above the 1.1650, then this picture around the 1.750 is momentum as of this moment. Okay. So if the price of the euro dollar reaches above the 1.750, then I would definitely go long for the euro dollar because we would still have a quite way to go before momentum is going as of this moment. But on the downside pressure for the euro dollar, okay, if the price of the euro dollar failed to reach the 1.1650, then I would say that the momentum will be limited on the upside. But as of this moment, I'm seeing a potential short-term trades around the 50 and 61.8 retracement around the 1.1631 and 1.1638. So, but during the Asian session, the price of the euro dollar goes up right here. So from 1631, it's our target for today, 1638. But again, if the price consolidated again at this range, so we can look at short-term long position right here. Same goes with this one. Okay. So next thing is the British pound against the USD. Okay. So same thing with the euro dollar. The price of the British pound goes up last night. So as of this moment, the current price of the British pound is around the 1.3808, okay, 1.38 territory. Okay, so same thing with the euro dollar. I will closely monitor the range prices around right here. Just pull out my pen. Around the 50 retracement and then 61.8 are retracement. Okay, but as of this moment, the momentum is still on the upside. If we can see some consolidation later, right after the data for the UK, probably if the data is bad for the UK, then we can see a possible retracement on the downside. But I will closely monitor this range for the British pound against the USD. So short-term trades, we can target around the 61.8. Look for bounce and then short-term long position right here, or maybe at this level around the 1.3777. Targets at 1.3790. And we also have the US dollar against Canadian dollar. So for the USD CAD, it was actually strengthened against the US counterpart, hovering around the 3-month high on last session, as the crude oil prices still close around the 1.85 or 85 per barrel. I'm sorry. But as of this moment for the USD CAD, it's 1.2355 during the Asian session. So the oil prices, if we're going to check, it's currently approaching the 85 territory. So as of this moment, it's 81. But as we all know that the supply and demand for oil is tight as of this moment, so it helps the USD CAD rally on the downside. It did not benefit the USD CAD in particular. So right here, I'll be on a short-term trades right here around the 1.2361 and 1.2372, because as of this moment the price of oil is still high, so that is why the USD CAD will not benefit, to be specific. But for short-term trades, we can look for 1.2372 for targets right here, and for 50 range 2361, possible targets 2349. Okay, so again, we have a handful of data tonight, so we have to pay attention, and also we have to be cautious, especially if we are trading the Canadian dollar, the British pound, the Eurozone, and then the US dollar. All right, so thank you everyone for attending our daily briefing today. Stay safe and have a great day.